Hi, I'm Darren McCarty of the Detroit Red Wings, and you're watching GCTV.
Hi and welcome to Garden City Planning for Better Tomorrow. I am Dan York. This week, currently, we're at Garden City Park for the first part of our three-part baseball special for 2001. Here at Garden City Park, we're going to talk with Dominic Gentilia. Him and his family own the new Put Me in Coach batting cages here at Garden City Park. Well, they're not the new batting cages, but they're the new owners. They have cleaned things up here at Garden City Park, and they are open for business, and we will talk to them about their business, and I may try to tame the beast and jump into the cages and take some cuts myself. Also, we're going to go over to Garden City High School and talk with Justin Ackerman. Now, we've had a long time policy or belief, if you will, here on GCTV. We've never interviewed a student athlete in the 20 years or so that I have been working here in Garden City. The premise being that no athlete should be bigger than the entire program. Well, we've decided to make an exception in this case because this is an outstanding young man who has an opportunity to either play professional baseball or go to college and play Division I basketball or baseball. We're going to talk to him not about the decisions that he's going to make, but about the process, about the scouts chasing him around, about the pressure that's on him, as basically most of the scouts in the Metro Detroit area and southern Michigan focus their eyes on Garden City and Justin Ackerman. This guy pitches in the mid-90s. He can hit. Again, he's a good athlete, and he's genuinely a good person. So we'll talk to him. And then at the end of this segment, we're going to show you something that we promoted last week. Amber Grand, who is a Garden City High School graduate, still a Garden City resident, sang the national anthem at Comerica Park last Thursday at the Tigers' day game against the Baltimore Orioles. So the Tigers have supplied us with a copy of that, and we will show that for you as we go to break. But before we get to all of that great baseball stuff, our upfront segment here on Planning for Better Tomorrow, and it starts with this weekend here at Garden City Park and the GCYAA Spring Carnival. Now it'll be May 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right here at Garden City Park. Thursday and Friday will be from 4 until 10, Saturday and Sunday from noon until 10 o'clock, with the profits and proceeds going to the GCYAA. So that'll be right here at Garden City Park. And then coming up on Monday, of course, you know the drill, City Council meeting beginning live at 7:30 and played back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 10, 2, 7, and 11 right here on GCTV. Now some more GCYAA news. Next week is the GCYAA opening day. Now the ceremonies begin right here at Garden City Park at 1 o'clock, including the parade of players and the introduction of all of the teams and throwing out of the first pitch by the mayor and other dignitaries. Now that morning also there will be a pancake breakfast. The GCYAA has started to hold a pancake breakfast the morning of opening day. That's why the ceremonies now are at 1 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock in the morning like they used to be. That will begin at 8 o'clock in the log cabin, and for a small donation for you and your children or your entire family, you can get some breakfast here at Garden City Park as part of the GCYAA pancake breakfast. That will be part of the GCYAA opening day next Saturday, May 12th, right here at Garden City Park. So as we head to break, we're going to take a look at Amber Grand, again, a Garden City resident, a friend of mine, someone who sang the national anthem for us at countless basketball games at Garden City High School last season. She is also one of the anthem singers for the Detroit Rockers when they play at Compuware Arena. She had the opportunity to sing the national anthem during a day game, a beautiful day at Comerica Park last Saturday as the Tigers took on the Orioles. And then when we come back from that break, we'll be back right here at the Put Me in Coach batting cages to talk with Dominic Gentilia, the owner of this establishment, and we'll talk about these batting cages and see what I can do against the machines. We'll be right back.
And bright stars through the the steal. What a move by Ackerman.
Kevin, call this play.
I don't know what this is all about.
You know, any coach that spends that much time teaching that goofy formation before you...
You want to see them, they do the Macarena like nobody.
Stolen by Angoyan. He's on a break. Shoot.
Oh! Let's see, Harold Larson is on the first base side.
How many years
Brett
has he
George
been
is
with
on the
you?
third base. Well, let's put it this way. Him and Marconi argued about what radio would be called, okay?
And who won that argument?
Well, obviously Marconi. Harold wanted to call it soup.
Welcome back to Garden City Planning for a Better Tomorrow. I am Dan York. As we said at the top of the show, we are at Garden City City Park at the batting cages, owned by this man right here, Dominic Gentilia. His son in the background, Steve, is taking some cuts with us. First of all, what's the name of the batting cage now here at the park?
Put me in, coach, batting cages and training center.
Okay, now you have just gotten into this not even a year ago, right?
We looked at it late last May. By the time all the paperwork was out of the way, we took it over in August of last year.
Okay. Now, I don't even know do you know how long these cages have been here? I know they've been here for a while.
Approximately 10 years.
Okay.
I believe I'm the third owner.
Right.
So.
Now, and in the past, these cages have sometimes been in disrepair, sometimes they've been closed, but you guys have done a really nice job to clean this up and get it open.
We're going to have constant hours. Our regular schedule right now is opening at 2 o'clock to about 8, 9 o'clock at night. When the school season kicks in and the ball teams kick in, summer will be open from 10 to 10 daily, including your weekends.
Right.
So.
Now you said training center. One of the things that I talked to Steve about before this is that you're trying to stress that coaches can reserve time and bring in entire teams and get really maximum use out of the facility.
Well, coaches can come in and rent the facility, rent a stall or rent a cage for an hour's period of time at a reduced rate.
Okay.
The other part of the training center is that Steve and a couple other coaches, because Steve is a coach at Clarenceville High School, make themselves available for one-on-one or group sessions. And there's rates depending on what you want to do, whether it's pitching or infielding or catching or whatever project you want to look at.
Okay, so it's more than just recreational batting cages.
More than just coming in and looking and hitting balls.
Sure. But it is also available for those of us weekend warriors that just want to wander up and take some cuts on the weekend.
Yeah, that's open up. We've got one cage here that's 80 miles an hour, and we'll try to put you in that one later.
Maybe we'll do 70. Now, what's your background? What made you decide that you wanted to take over the batting cages here at the park? And by the way, for anybody that doesn't own, this is a kind of a lease agreement. The city still owns the land, but you own this business and this facility.
Correct. I own the batting cage systems, the building, everything inside of the building. It's a lease agreement with the city through the Parks and Recreation Department.
Okay.
Because it's on city property, being in the city park.
What compelled you to get into this business?
Well, that's kind of weird.
Okay.
Steve and his team was practicing up here late or the beginning of last season. I came up here to see what was happening. I happened to notice a sign on the building. I started inquiring and got a hold of all the legal in and outs of what had to be involved. And here I am today. I took a stab at it, and so far it's been very well received by the public. We've gone through a lot of repairs inside the building. Totally revamped the inside. It's very nice, and it's comments from the adults that come in and the batters and the kids that come in said, boy, this has really changed since last year. And
now, one of the big changes here at the park is that the concession stand and restrooms in the Diamond cluster, Diamonds 2 through 5, is just restrooms now. They've remodeled that and cleaned it up. The city has done that, which means now basically you're the concession stand, right?
Yes, I will have a full-line concession. We also have hats, T-shirts. We have T-shirts that say I walk the park, meaning the mile and a quarter around the park area, the walking path. Also, I blade in the park, which is for the people that rollerblade. We have hats with Put Me in Coach logo on it, trophies that you can buy on the spot. If your child has a good day at the games and you want to buy them a little $5, $6, $7 little trophy, that says my #1 player.
Sure.
You can buy something like that. Plus, we also do team trophies for groups and teams.
Okay, now what did you do prior to getting in the batting cage business?
Oh, prior to this, I have 25 years retail experience with Sears.
Okay.
And
So this is, I mean, the business part of it's similar, but the product you're selling is a lot different.
oh yeah, a lot different. My first shot at doing something like this, and so far, if we can keep away from the rain days, it's been pretty good.
All right, now you are a Garden City family. Your kids all grew up here, and you've lived here most of your adult life, right?
Yeah, we've lived in Garden City for the last 27 years. All my kids, my 4 boys, have all gone through the Garden City school system, played ball here in the park for years and years and years, and here I am today. Never thought it'd be like this, but it's my little ballpark.
There you go. Now, tell me, how much is it for tokens, and how many swings do you get?
Okay, it's $1 a token. You get 17 pitches per token. We have a discounted rate. If you buy 5 tokens, you get 1 free. You get 6 tokens for $5.
Okay. And as far as the teams that come in, if it's a Garden City team, they get a discount, right?
Yeah, if it's a Garden City team, we'll rent the cages for an hour, and they can take advantage of that. It saves them, it's about $25.
Okay.
And it saves them about $8 on a group rate for a rental.
That's not a bad deal at all, is it?
No, it's a pretty good deal. We've also met with the Garden City Youth Athletic Association early in the year, met with all the coaches and presented each coach with 15 passes for their team so they could get started, come in and see what we're all about, and that's gone over very well also.
Okay, and the GCYA opening day, as we mentioned earlier, is next week on Saturday, so your business should really pick up then.
We're looking forward to that. Yes.
All right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to hop in the cages and, like I said, maybe the 70 mile per hour machine, not the 80 mile per hour machine, and let's see what the old fat bald guy could do. That's
Like
me,
they say-
not you.
Like they say, put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. Here we go. Come on, let's go make me look bad. Why do they all say enter at your own risk? All right, because you're insured, right? Because I'm not. All right, this is 70 miles an hour. So this is what Steve Sparks throws, right? And that looks like it's just floating right up there and no problem. And God, I hope Lynch gets hit with one of these. Look at that form. Look at that form. It's afraid of me. Oh my God. Yeah, right. Okay. Hey, he's throwing at me. I'll bunt. No, I won't. I did much better before he started rolling tape. Honest, I did. This will never make it down the air. Oh, look at that. Who's your daddy? That was a good pitch. That was the new high strike. Thank you. Everybody's a comic. Drag bunt. I'm Shane Halter. Oh. Bye, Jason. That almost looked like a hit. Oh, goodness. Probably. Oh, goodness. Oh, doctor. Wow. How'd you like that? Thank you. Being heckled. That wasn't like a girl. Thank you. Now the cameraman's heckling me. Hi, Chopper. Face it. Not very well. Yeah, I know. Pop up to the first baseman. Can you hear the wheezing? Yee. Thank you. Thanks, Coach. I gotta take a rest in between pitches. Oh, thank God it ran out. All right. Put me in Coach batting cages, located at City Park. I need oxygen. Owned by the Gentilia family. When we come back, after I go to the hospital, we'll be at Garden City High School, and we will talk with Justin, oh my God, I'm dying. Justin Ackerman, who is the pitching sensation of Garden City High School, who very well could be drafted into the minor leagues and definitely can be Division I in baseball or basketball. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dave Coulier. I'm Aaron Wood.
Hi, I'm Ken Daniels.
And you're watching GCTV, where we are.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hi, and welcome back to Garden City Planning for Better Tomorrow. I am Dan York. As we said at the top of the show, we're at Garden City High School with Justin Ackerman, the phenom, if you will, from Garden City High School, baseball pitcher, basketball center, played football 1 year. First of all, thank you very much for appearing on our program.
Thanks for having me.
What's it like? You've got scouts at your baseball games. You had people watching you play basketball. You were the Detroit News, I guess, declared you their top player in Metro Detroit. How are you handling it?
Fine so far. I mean, I guess as best you could. I mean, it's definitely a dream come true to grow up and playing baseball around here and just to be able to play here at the high school and even just get known around here in Garden City. I mean, Garden City's not really known for the sports, but just to bring people to Garden City and just play and live out my dream.
I mean, you've been fortunate. You came in at a time where the sports had been down for a while, but we're starting to pick up. I mean, you are not the only good athlete here, obviously, at Garden City High School. Mike Sparks had 3 great years at running back for the football team. You did have a lot of help on the basketball team this year. You guys made it to the regionals, which was a very big deal. But it's just got to be a great thing for a high school kid to have everything pretty much going your way right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than not knowing what I'm going to do or just have all the choices. But, I mean, it's been great, just kind of still being a kid, but just making sure I got all my perspectives in order and everything, and just living out the dream.
Now, you say you do have choices, and your choices will obviously be, A, you will be drafted by some Major League Baseball team to go to the minors. The question probably will be how high and how much they offer. The option to go play Division I basketball and or baseball. Obviously, they're going to want you to play baseball, but a lot of places probably want you to play basketball also. How do you lean right now at the end of April, beginning of May?
It's tough. I mean, it's tough, especially since baseball just started, all the scouts, pro scouts coming out and just kind of showing their interest. It's tough to decide which way to go, but right now it'll be towards school unless something great happens in the draft. I mean, hopefully I'll get a choice and make the right one.
Now, when is the draft?
Draft is first week in June.
All right, so you will have time to make decisions.
Yes.
And will you not commit to any school until after the draft and see how it goes?
Not necessarily. I mean, if I end up talking to a school and I like what I see, I'll sign a letter of intent and then just see what happens. I plan on going there, and then if, God willing, something happens with the sports, then I'll go play baseball.
Now, you could conceivably play college basketball
and baseball
and minor league baseball.
That's correct. There's actually quite a few schools that have, Boston College would like me to play both, if not just basketball and minor league baseball. They've had a few guys do that, so there's quite a few schools out there who have that option for me. So.
Okay. When did you realize that sports was going to be more than just a recreation for you, that it would be something that you could turn into an education or turn into a professional career?
Probably the day that, I mean, towards high school probably, and just knowing that people are interested in what you do, and certain people have talents and you can go far in sports. I mean, my dad always says I'm lucky because I can do for a job what I love to do, and that's play baseball. A lot of people have jobs, but they don't necessarily, it's not their dream, and I get a chance to make my dream come true. So hopefully I will.
Is baseball your favorite sport
Yeah.
as far as what to play?
Baseball's my favorite.
And obviously at some point there had to have been a growth spurt when someone said, well, you've got to be the pitcher because there you are up on that hill just bringing it. I mean, when did Justin Ackerman start heading towards 6'10", 6'9"?
Probably last 2 or 3 years. I mean, I came in high school around 6'6", 6'7", and just kind of an inch here and there, and just kind of grew up and started on the weights and stuff. And just I always threw hard as a little kid. It's kind of funny growing up playing in Garden City. They used to call me Daddy Longlegs because I was just a tall, skinny kid, just threw hard and didn't know where it was going. But it's all right. Just kind of, I don't know, as I got older, I just kept throwing harder and harder, and people started to just come out and look and see what I really had.
Now, I mean, if anybody tried to like draw a comparison between you and, say, Ryan Anderson, who was the tall kid from Divine Child, your build, I mean, you're a much bigger, stronger kid than he is. Height-wise, I don't know how he compares, but he was skinny as a rail, and you actually have some body mass, too. I mean, that's got to help your endurance when you're pitching, too.
Yeah, it helps out. That was one thing when I talked to my people. They just said make sure that you keep your endurance up and make sure, you know, you get a little bit of muscle just so you can go the long innings and just so you have, you know, power, too, in your legs, and just keep working hard and achieving your goals.
Now, we spoke before that you can only pitch 10 innings in a week in high school ball. Is that a bad thing for somebody like you?
Probably not. I mean, you got to set certain rules just so coaches don't hurt arms, and of course, Coach Herman would never do that. But I mean, that's probably not so bad. I'd love to pitch every day, but I mean, obviously, since the rules say you can't, you can't. But I mean, probably not. Just to make sure my arm is in good shape, and especially now since the weather's just getting nice, it's been getting warm, get out here and just throw your innings and just make sure you do stuff off the field. It's just most important, probably. Just make sure everything off the field is done, and then be ready to throw come game day.
Now, how important are your off-the-field workouts? I mean, do you have somebody that works with you, or are you pretty much on your own?
No, I have a few people that work with me. I'd say it's probably, if not more important, just as important, because that's where you build up to game time. I mean, game time is the time where you have fun and just go out there and do what you've practiced. I mean, days before you got to do all your long toss and just your stretching and your strengthening, and that's most important. That's where you get the all elbow injuries and stuff like that, where they don't happen. So
now, have you ever had any arm trouble?
No, never. I've been lucky, real lucky, not have any arm trouble. So
now, obviously, even though you can't pitch every day or can't pitch 14 innings a week or 18 innings a week, you are able to play every day because you do play in the field. How have you been batting so far this year?
Batting pretty good. Kind of struggling a little bit as a team, but we're coming around. We've been all hitting pretty good. I think our team average around 330, 340, so we're doing good.
Well, and the main thing is to get ready to try to win a league championship and then get ready for districts and
regionals, definitely.
Is it a little bit of a distraction for some of the other guys to have all of these scouts and all these jugs, guns, and everything out? Or even for you?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, at first, a few years ago, it was kind of distracting just because, you know, you grow up as a kid playing it just for fun, and then all of a sudden, you know, wow, it could become your future, and you got to do good. And I mean, that was one thing I just talked to a lot of people, my dad and stuff. They just said, go out there and have fun. Just, I mean, this got you this far. Just keep going on and doing it. And that's kind of what I talked to some of the guys about. I mean, I'm lucky enough to get the chance to have them come out here, and even some of the other guys, they come and see them play, and even have a chance to sign them or have them go somewhere. So it's kind of helping them.
Because there are. Like, let's go. Look, I'll turn you into the coach right now. Give me everybody at every position. Can you do that?
Yeah, I mean, catcher, we got Matt Penn, Mark Hudson, and Brandon Audette's actually playing a little bit of catcher.
And Audette was on the basketball team.
Yeah. First, you got me, Robbie Minch, who plays center field too. At second,
now, is Minch a senior now?
Yep, Minch is senior. Second,
and he's a very good baseball player.
Oh yeah, he's a very good contact hitter and always puts the ball in play. Second, you got Shane Watson, who's a senior. You got Jason Samborski, who's also a senior. Billy Coyle, who's a junior. And I think that's it for second.
Okay.
And then shortstop, we got Brian Burton, sophomore, who also played basketball. Matt Gordon, who's a senior. And third, we got Will Swift, who's a junior. Chris James, a new transfer, who's a junior. Brandon Audette, who also plays a little bit of third. And then left field, they have Jimmy Capelli, who's left fielder, who's a junior. Mike Harding plays left field. And center field, we got Marco Michael, a sophomore, who's also the other pitcher. And Robin Minch, who plays center. And right field, we have Mike Sparks, football and basketball, senior. Ryan Lively, who's a junior. And Justin Smith, who's right fielder, also does a little bit of pitching too.
So there's an opportunity here, not only, obviously, the primary focus when some of these guys come out is to see you. Now there's an opportunity for some of these other guys to show their talents, too, and maybe one of these sophomores or juniors that they didn't know about to get a look at them and then possibly peg them for college.
I would especially say just because they don't have the stress, or even, I wouldn't even know if I call it stress, just the
attention.
Yeah, the attention, just go out there and play. I mean, that's what they come and see, just see you play, and they start looking at them now. They can just build up their status now and just keep going. Hopefully when they're seniors, they'll still be coming out to here.
Now, you've grown up your whole life, in the Detroit area. I mean, is it the franchise has been down for your entire life almost. Yeah. But I mean, is it a dream to go play for the Tigers? I remember Ryan Anderson, that was what he was running around spouting, and the Tigers ended up passing on him. But I mean, is that something you would like to do, or would you like to get out of this area and go play somewhere else?
I'd definitely love to play here. My uncle played many years ago. He played minor leagues for a little bit, and he played 1 year with the Tigers. But I mean, not even so much for that. I'd love to just play home here in front of the hometown crowd. It's a new park. Been down there a few times. Announcing. I mean, it'd be a great time just go out there and play in front of the whole city of Detroit and my family and stuff. It'd be a lot of fun. I'd really enjoy that.
What's without forcing you to spout a cliche, what's your long-term goal here?
Just be successful. I mean, hopefully play pro baseball and just have fun doing it and just grow up and live out the dream.
But it doesn't. But as far as you're concerned, you don't have to go to the minors now. It's something that can wait 2 or 3 or 4 years.
I mean, possibly, yeah. I mean, obviously, if it's meant to wait 2 or 3 years and go to college and make me a better person and pitcher, then that's fine. I'll come out and go there, or maybe, God willing, something will happen this June, and I'll get a chance to go play right away.
Now, has anybody talked to you and said, maybe we want you to play first instead, or maybe we're looking at you at a different position? I mean, because you can hit.
Yeah, there's many colleges have said, if he wants to play first, we'll let him play first and stuff like that. And I've been to some showcases that said, he's got a real nice swing, and even if he doesn't make it as a pitcher, heck, we'll give him a chance at first base. I mean, he's tall, he's got some good hands, and he can hit the ball. So, I mean, that's out there. It's also another alternative. I've always wanted to hit, so maybe pitching, they'll let me hit, but I don't know.
If you end up in the National League, maybe.
It might not,
maybe the DH will be long gone by the time you get to the majors. How do other teams react to the attention that you get? And here you are, 6'10". How big is a mound now in high school? 18 inches?
Oh, yeah, something like that. We built it up a little bit more than last year. I don't quite know.
We shouldn't be measuring it. But, here you are standing 7.5 feet, 8 feet up, coming down on maybe some freshman kid that made the team at Clarenceville because they don't have anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was put in their shoes, it'd probably be a little intimidating to see someone of that stature standing up there. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's kind of exciting for them too. I mean, there's a lot of people I talked to when they were growing up, even in Garden City, who talked about playing against people. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day who said they played against Frank Tanana. And I mean, just growing up playing against those guys. I mean, it's long gone. They're still talking about it. So I mean, maybe, hopefully, when they're older, if they didn't get the chance, that they can be telling their kids that they got to play against me, or be dream also. Hopefully,
now, have you seen somebody in the 3 years that you've played that you think has got major league potential as an opponent?
Yeah, because I've traveled a lot with baseball through the summer, and I've gone to Virginia Beach, and there's been quite a few guys. But I'd probably say the people around here, Robbie Hudson from last year. I mean, he's playing down in Jacksonville. He's doing real well. I mean, there's a few kids. Bobby Martin over at Allen Park, he's got a real good chance of making it. And I mean, there's quite a few guys that I've played against that I possibly think could have a chance.
Have there been any drawbacks to your celebrity? Has there been any part of it that you haven't liked?
No, I mean, it's fun. I mean, everyone's just coming out and talking to you and just kind of being a kid and just kind of sucking it all in.
It's kind of having fun with it. It's tough to be a kid when you're 6'10".
That's true.
And your grades are good. I mean, not asking you to pat yourself on your own back, but I mean, school is not a problem for you.
No, not at all. I mean, I've been working hard and just kind of doing what my parents have been trying to raise me and show to do. Just work hard and do everything that you've been taught.
All right. Well, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Obviously, you got a long way to go still for Garden City. Hopefully, you can take this baseball team deep into the playoffs, along with the supporting cast you have here. It's a good baseball team, and hopefully, people take the opportunity to get out and see Garden City play. When we wrap the show up at the end, I will let you know the dates that Garden City has here at home for the remainder of the season. But again, I want to thank you. I want to wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to announcing your name at the ballpark, either as a Tiger, as an opponent.
Me too.
All right, we'll wrap up Garden City planning for better tomorrow right after you watch this.
We just like to see the boys hit it deep. There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats.
That's Garden City planning for better tomorrow. I'm Dan York. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you to Dominic and Steve Gentilia for showing us around the Put Me in Coach batting cages at Garden City Park. And thanks to Justin Ackerman, future Major League Baseball superstar, for appearing on the program. You can say you saw him here first. All right, just to let you know, the Garden City Varsity Boys baseball team will play this Friday, May 4th, for those of you seeing this on the first day that it airs, against Southgate. That will be at Southgate. Garden City will be at the Redford Union Invitational on Saturday, May 5th. And then Garden City will be home on Monday, the 7th, May 7th, to take on Trenton. So Garden City with a big season coming up. Most of their games are ahead of them, and of course the districts and the regionals also coming up. And I also want to give kudos to Barry Patterson and the girls softball team here at Garden City High School. They are 11-1 as of the day of this taping. They will be home on Friday, May 4th to take on Southgate Anderson. They will be at the Stars Invitational on the 5th and 6th of this weekend. That is for Saturday and Sunday. And then Garden City will be home again on Monday, May 14th to take on Taylor Truman. So lots of baseball, lots of softball action here at Garden City High School for you to come out and see. And don't forget, the GCYAA opening day is next week, Saturday, at Garden City Park, beginning at 1 o'clock. And the GCYAA has their carnival in town this weekend at Garden City Park. So lots to do in Garden City, lots of baseball to watch, carnivals to go to, all kinds of great stuff. This is Dan York. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend, and good night, everybody.
Stands in the field with his ball and bat. Says, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on his shoulder